Okay, it says I'm live. Can you guys hear me? I've been reading these comments. I've been sitting in this chair just reading comments, like waiting for the 1 o'clock to show because low-key nervous. But can you guys hear me? Let me know if these earbuds are even working or not. Is the chat working? Oh, hey, can hear you fine. All right, thanks, reading Miss Froggy. Oh, okay, this is exciting. I can't believe some of you guys are here at like 1 in the morning. What are you doing? I'm not that important. I can hear. Okay, good. I'm glad. All right, let me know if it starts coming through a little bit funny. I can try a different set of earbuds or something. So my plan, dinner here. Hey. I'm going to be so distracted by these chats. My plan, I have a stack of library books here, and then I also have a stack of packages. So 10 in the morning for me, 1900 in Spain. That's 7 p.m. for those of you who don't know. Hi, Murphy. 6 p.m. in Scotland. Can't believe you're up at 1 in the morning. It's not 1 in the morning. It's 1 p.m. for me. Yeah, it's 1300, 1 p.m. So 6 now. Okay. So my plan, I'm going to show you some of these library books that I recently got, and then I'm going to open some of these packages and show you some of the books that I got. This is hi from Germany. Hi, Poland, India. Holy cow, you guys are awesome. So I figured what we could do is while I'm talking about these books, talking about some of the things that I recently ordered. Where am I even supposed to look? I'll look at the camera. While I'm talking about these things, hi from the UK. Your sweater, thanks. My sister-in-law gave it to me. It's like third hand. I think someone gave it to her. But I love it too. It's super cozy. So I was thinking while I was opening up these boxes and talking to you guys about some of the books that I recently got, if there's anything that you guys are wanting me to chat about on here, you can just put it in the chat. Hi, Morocco, Denmark, Canada. I love Canada. People all over the world here. I know, Sean. It's crazy. Okay. You have such cool and diverse audience. I think they're awesome too. So can't get through a sentence. This chat is killing me. So not killing me. Keep chatting with me. So I'm gonna open these boxes and talk to you about what books I've recently gotten. And then so this is pretty chill. I just thought we would just chat about whatever you guys wanted to chat about. So if there's anything that you wanted me to talk about a little bit, if there's any questions you wanted me to answer, or something that you just want to hear me chat about, you can put it in the chat and I will read it after I get all these books talked about, and then we can just kind of chat and hang out for a little while was my plan. Make a video about An Unkindness of Magicians, please. Corey read An Unkindness of Magicians and he loved it. It is one of the best books I've read, you guys. It is so good. And Corey said it wasn't as hard to get into as I thought it was. He felt like it was a little bit overwhelming at first because of all the different characters, but he got into it so fast. So that may have just been, and you were scared to chat. We love your channel. Thank you. You guys are so nice. Where's your son? Is he sleeping? No, my mom has him. Such a cool, diverse audience. Yeah, my mom has my son. I miss your curls. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I go back and forth. I do curls and straight a lot. I'm actually planning on doing a video soon about how I manage my hair and everything, which I don't know if that's going to be interesting at all, but a few people have mentioned my curls. And so I thought I'd talk about how to manage curls. And I mean, I have straight hair. I have naturally straight hair, but how I get my curls, how I do them and everything. So hi from Italy. Love that book. And Unkindness of Magicians is the best. Hi from a German booktuber. Oh, you're a booktuber. DM me on Twitter, your booktube channel, so I can subscribe. Listening to an audiobook count? Of course it counts, Sean. Your hair's grown so much. I know, it's insane. Hi from Brazil, Georgia. How do you work through reading fatigue? Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be talking about books and then we'll chat. Well, let's just chat for a bit and then I'll get to the books. Work through reading fatigue. I finished a degree in English Lit and just haven't been reading the same way. Oh man, I don't know. I feel like when you're trained to tear a book apart basically and like not just enjoy the reading experience but analyze everything, it's really hard to get that out of your head. I had a little bit of that in school. I wasn't an English major or anything, But I did have a little bit of that while I was in school, and it really changed the way I read. And it took a long time to get to where I was like pleased with the way I read again, because it really is hard to stop tearing books to pieces and stop like judging every element of them and just be able to enjoy them. So I really don't know. For me, it just took time. I don't think I really did anything to help myself. Thanks for getting me into Booktube. Oh, you have straight hair. What? Yeah, my hair's straight. Did someone say Unkindness of Magicians? It's the best chapter, Kate. It is the best. Picked up an Unkindness of Magicians from my library. Yay! Okay, let me know in a comment or on Twitter what you think of it, because it really is the best. Thought your hair was naturally curly. It's straight. Hi from Kentucky. Hey, we're from Kentucky. I think we've chatted about this before. But yeah, I live in Kentucky. Your curls are not natural. They always look so good. Thank you. No, they're not natural. I'm going to do a video about it. I'm like the most lazy person in the world when it comes to my appearance. And I like curly hair better than straight hair. So I like looked on the internet forever trying to find different videos or just blog posts or whatever of different like really simple ways to do my hair, because I didn't want to use a curling iron and I didn't want to do anything that would take time. And so I was just searching for something that's like 5 minutes to turn straight hair curly. And I tried a zillion different things, and I ended up figuring out something that worked out really well for me. And it literally takes 5 minutes to get my hair curly. But like 5 minutes at night, and then I sleep on it, and then 5 minutes in the morning. I'm going to talk to you guys about it in a video soon. I'll show you like several different ways that I curl my hair with no heat, and it takes me 0 time at all, because I can't be bothered with my appearance. I mean, the way I do my makeup, obviously I have really acne-ridden skin. I have bad skin, and like I could look better than I do, but I can't be bothered with my makeup, and I can't be bothered with my hair. So I'm very thankful to have found some simple solutions for my hair, at least. Love watching your videos. Thank you. I have been listening to Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. She's the one reading it. I've heard that one's really good. I want to give that one a go, even though I don't know who Anna Kendrick is, other than that she's famous. You're brave going live. I just started a Booktube channel and I'm terrified. Me too. Yeah, me too. How's your second book coming? I can't remember if you've updated recently. I haven't. I filmed a video last week that's going up in like 2 weeks, because I have my wrap-ups and TBRs and everything to go up in the next week or two. But I have a video going up soon talking about self-published book recommendations, and I talk about my book a little bit in it because it's self-published. But I'm basically done with my book. I'm going through my last round of edits before I send it off to my beta readers, and then after that, I'll have a couple more rounds of edits. My goal is I should have this last round of edits done in the next like 2-3 weeks, and then I'll send it off to my beta readers. And then I'm plan on using November to NaNoWriMo. I have a thriller that I'm really, really excited about. So I am planning on using NaNoWriMo to get at least the majority of the thriller written, ideally. And then after I'm done with that, then I can go back and work on my edits from my beta readers. And then hopefully I can put it up there for you guys. My goal is I would really like to, even though Perfection, my first book, isn't very expensive, I would really love to make it even less expensive, or make the ebook free or something like that when I put out my second book. That way it's like more accessible to you guys. That would be really cool. But I don't know yet. It just, I still have to do research on it, if that's possible and stuff like that. I have curls when I've washed my hair, but one brush stroke and they're gone. Oh, that's sad. That would be hard. Maybe when I talk about my curls, maybe I can give you some ideas on how to keep your curls. Owensboro, Kentucky. Owensboro. I'm not from here, so I don't really know all the different places. That's a county, right? Kentucky uses counties instead of towns. Like, I'm from Illinois, and I lived in California for several years before I moved to Kentucky, and I lived in North Carolina for a little while. Everywhere I've lived, we talk in towns. I'm from Streator. I'm from Chicago. I'm from Oshawa. Can't remember that town's name. I'm from a town, and then Kentucky's like, I'm from Pulaski County. I'm from Casey County. And I'm like, but what town are you in? Like, do you know how big Pulaski County is? People are weird. Talk about some of your favorite books and people that people don't know about. Just Ella is a middle grade book. I'm in the living room, so I can't even show you my books. Just Ella is a middle grade book I absolutely adore. Let's see, and Uncanny Magicians. Corey just finished reading The Savior's Champion. Oh my gosh, can we talk about this for a minute? Sorry, Joe, I'm going to ignore your question because I want to talk about this for a minute. Corey just finished reading The Savior's Champion, which I enjoyed. I gave it 5 stars. It was like a low 5 for me. It was really good. It deserved all 5 of the stars, but it wasn't like the 5-iest 5-star. And I got Corey to read it because I knew he'd love it. And I don't like reading romance. Hi, did you know that about me? I don't like reading romance. And Corey is pretty sappy. And I had to be pretty, this is weird. I feel like I'm chatting with you guys, but I can't hear you chatting back. I wish you guys could be in the live stream so that we could talk. Maybe we can figure out a way to do that someday. But anyway, Corey is pretty sappy. And like really early on in our relationship, I had to be like, okay, I'm not gonna like respond well to things like pet names and like just really, cheesy stuff. I can't. Like it's not in my DNA. And like I'm good to him and stuff, but I'm not sappy and he is. And like I didn't want to watch chick flicks with him and stuff like that. So anyway, The Savior's Champion has a really strong romantic subplot, and I didn't care about it at all, but I loved the action of The Savior's Champion. And with An Unkindness of Magicians, when he read that, we like ranted about it. And then when he read The Savior's Champion, it's like we can't even talk about it because he's so focused on the romance. He's so obsessed with Tobias and his love interest and like can't stop talking about him. And I'm like, okay, but what about this battle that just went down? And he's like, yeah, that was really cool. But Tobias and fill in blank here, they did this afterwards. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I skimmed that part. But what about when this person died? And he was really into the plot as well. He liked it. But I was telling him, I was like, it's like we read different books. Like, I don't even know how to talk to you about this because I literally skimmed the romance. And you love the plot, but you are way more invested in the romance. And I don't even have anything to contribute to this conversation. And so it's just funny. It's funny. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but yeah, it's like we read different books. Oh, I lost my place in the chat. I don't want to skip people's questions. Hello, I love you. I love you too. Brave for going live. Okay, I read that one. Unkindness. Oh, you read an Unkindness of Magicians? Oh, it's on your TBR because of me. I hope you love it. I think you will. It's really good. Just read The Great Hunt, and now I'm on The Great Pursuit. You love it. Great. That's so good. The Great Hunt is a book that I loved so much in the beginning of my channel, and I still love it. And a lot of people ended up reading it because of me and not liking it, and so I stopped talking about it, but I still think it's so good. Anything we should know before reading An Unkindness of Magicians? I don't think so. It might take you a minute to get into it because there's a lot of characters and there's a lot going on in the beginning. Hi from New York. That's why you're such a great reviewer. Why? Sorry, I don't know what the context to that is. It's just a little bit overwhelming at first, so you kind of have to persevere a little bit. I tried the audiobook for An Unkindness of Magicians and I DNF'd it that way, and I had to switch to physical because there was so much going on that I couldn't keep up with the audiobook. But I would say really give it time, give it a minute, because gosh, it's so worth it. It's one of those books where like you're just thrown into it and you kind of have to jog alongside the characters and figure it out because nobody's going to explain it to you. And once things start making sense to you, it's insane, man. It's so good. I have a question. I normally read a lot, but I've been working 12-hour shifts, been there, and almost 3 weeks straight. I'm away from home and I haven't been reading much. Any help? I worked 12.5-hour days when I lived in Illinois, and I worked 4 days a week like that. And I loved it because I loved my job, but it really did steal a lot of my reading. I just worked on my off days. I just read on my off days and then audiobooks because I had a 45-minute commute one way to my job. So that's basically what I did. But my reading, I just didn't read as much. I think one thing, I've mentioned this a few times on my channel, but I feel like I need to keep talking about it in case people miss it. I think perspective is really important as far as how how we perceive. Okay, anyway, what I'm trying to say is if you go back to my old videos, I used to only read like 3 or 4 books a month because I was working, and I don't work outside of the house anymore. I just take care of my kid, and I have my YouTube channel, and I write, and my life is just a lot easier to manage right now than it used to be, and so I read a lot more. So if you're not reading a ton when you have a really heavy work schedule, then that's normal. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? So obviously you probably want to be reading more. So I would say just, you know, focus on it on your days off. If you truly, truly love it, it's easy to get sucked in on other things. Like it's easy to get sucked into YouTube videos or get sucked into live streams or things that don't really matter as much. And if reading really is super important to you, then just make it a priority to not like to say, oh, I've spent 20 minutes doing this and this isn't benefiting my life in any way. This is just a time waster. So just like stop. That's easy to say. But that's what I do when I want to be reading and I realize I'm getting sucked into stuff. You're awesome. Love watching your videos so much. Thank you. Hello from Australia. It's 1 a.m. You're insane. And you're my favorite booktuber. Oh, that's so sweet. I can't stay up that late anymore. Not after having a kid. I'm always tired. That's not true. Yes, it is. Do you braid it before you go to bed? No, I don't braid it. I just like wrap it around my finger. I like take a little section and I wrap it around my finger like that. And then I just bobby pin it down. And I do that all around my head when it's still kind of damp from the shower. And then when I wake up, I take it all out and kind of shake it out. That's basically it. I'm supposed to be finishing A Gathering of Shadows before the live show, but I love your channel. Oh my gosh, you're the best. You're so great. Do you speak any other language? No, I used to do okay with Spanish. I spent some time in Guatemala. I spent a few months in Guatemala several years ago. And I was actually living at this school in California where a lot of people came to learn English. And it was a very immersive school. So it was like you had your classes for English and then you had just like you lived. It was like a community living sort of thing. And then they had classes for other things too. And I was there for other things. But anyway, I had loads of roommates from other countries, and I learned a lot of things from a lot of different languages. But the one that I really latched onto and I felt like my brain just understood was Spanish. And so one of my roommates was Guatemalan. He was a housemate. He wasn't a roommate. Anyway, one of my housemates was Guatemalan, and he would just like go on the marker board and just teach me Spanish. And because he wasn't a teacher, because he didn't have any understanding in Spanish, he taught me in a way that was different from what a lot of programs, a lot of teachers teach. And I think that it was actually more effective, at least for me, than what a lot of people do. Like somebody walked into our lessons and she was like, you're teaching her like sentence structure and tenses, like verb tenses and stuff. We didn't learn that until year 2 Spanish. And I was learning it like right away. But it helped me to understand the language. So it wasn't just memorizing stuff. I was getting the point of these things that I was supposed to be memorizing. And so it helped me to just pick it up really, really quickly. And so then I spent several months in Guatemala after that. And I was living with people that didn't speak English. Well, one of the people I was living with spoke English, but then the rest of the family didn't. And so I just had to use Spanish to communicate, and I learned a lot that way. And so anyway, I was okay at communicating. I could communicate. I wasn't like fluent, but that was so many years ago, and I've basically lost it all. And I've recently started doing Duolingo to try to like get my Spanish back because I really would love to be multilingual, not just bilingual. And it's just a matter of actually putting in the effort. So no, I don't speak any other languages, but I really want to. Too lazy to put on makeup every day as well. For real. Like for real. I literally put on makeup to film. And if I'm trying to like look nice to go somewhere, I generally live my life makeup free. How do you film? Hi from Madagascar. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Not insane. I just mean like that's crazy. I have a subscriber in Madagascar. That's amazing. How do I film? Just in my bedroom. We have all my books in our bedroom, and Corey, my husband, is a photographer. So he's done loads of research on like camera gear and lighting and stuff because he's a geek in a good sense. Like he's a really nerdy photographer. Like he wants to know everything. And so he sets me up every single time I'm ready to film. He sets up all my lighting and he sets up my camera and the white balance and everything. And then I just talk to the camera. It's really simple. because I have him around. Your channel is great with morning coffee. Oh, I love that. Hi, Murphy. Hi. Still hoping you'll pick up 57 Bus soon. I know, Amy, you've recommended that to me so many times, and I still haven't picked it up. I need to. Have you read Spinning Silver? No. It's a struggle. I'm sorry. I DNF'd Uprooted, which I know that they're companions and you don't have to read them together, but it just kind of, I don't have a lot of interest in that world right now. I listened to that the other week, and personally, I was not a fan. Scrappy Little Nobody. Oh, let's do that. Very lazy with my hair. I do, however, spend a lot of time in skincare. I need to spend more time on skincare. I just need to figure out some sort of skincare routine that actually works for me, because I've tried loads of things and I can't figure out how to help my skin because I have really stubborn skin. So excited for that. Can't wait. Anna Kendrick is an actress. She's in Pitch Perfect, and she was Jessica in the Twilight movies. I saw Twilight, but it was a really long time ago, so I can't remember. From Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, you live in the mountains. I know that much because my husband talks about Eastern Kentucky sometimes. How do you choose beta readers? The first time with my first book, I just reached out to family and friends, and anybody that wanted to could. I had loads of beta readers for my first book. The second book, I'm going to be more casual about it. Just people that really loved the book that were beta readers the first time, or like, I'm really not going to do a lot of beta readers this time. My sister-in-law and a couple of my friends that I've made through Booktube that really loved my books are going to be the people that beta read. It's going to be a lot more chill this time because last time I had trouble managing it all, and now I have a kid. So I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many beta readers. But I think there are like websites that you can go to, other like fellow writers that want beta readers, and you can like exchange, like you be a beta reader for their book and they be a beta reader for yours. NaNoWriMo vlogs, I'll probably just make my weekly reading vlogs nano/reading while I'm during November. Can you explain the self-published book process? I'm confused at what makes a book self-published. All it is if you're traditionally published, you contact agents. You just look up agents in your category. Like I wrote a dystopian, so I would have looked up dystopian agents, and agents are like the middleman. Publishers won't work with authors without an agent usually, and so agents read your story, decide if they think that it's worth selling and if it's something that they're interested in, and if so, then they will try to get a publisher on board, and they'll like pitch it to the publisher. And then the publishers, if they are interested in the book, then they'll buy it. They'll buy the rights to it, and then they'll send it through the editing process, and then you have to work with editors, and so on and so forth. Self-publishing, there are pros and cons on both sides of it. Self-publishing, you publish it yourself. You don't need an agent. You don't need a publisher. Technically, you don't need an editor either, but I mean, it's recommended. I didn't use one, but I just write for fun. I'm not trying to make it my career. But anyway, so with self-publishing, a lot of self-published authors go through CreateSpace, which is what it's Amazon's self-publishing platform. So you're basically self-publishing through Amazon, and you basically just upload your book and then it's published. So it's super quick and super simple, and you can still go through like professional editors and professional formatters and all that stuff. And you have a lot more freedom to your book because you haven't sold it to anyone. So whatever editors say, take this part out, put this part in, this isn't selling, change this. You have final say, and you can say, no, I'm not going to do that. Or you can say, that's a great idea. I should definitely do that. So that's a big benefit to self-published work. But you are fronting all the costs if you're going to hire an editor or something like that, if you're self-published. And really, whether you're self-published or traditional published, you're doing most of your own marketing. Either way, publishers really don't do a lot of marketing for you unless you're like a special case. Sometimes they will, but maybe I should be unboxing while I'm answering questions. But yeah, there are loads of videos on YouTube. I would say if you're trying to decide if you want to self-publish or traditionally publish, I would say just jump on YouTube and search. Definitely look up self-published authors telling you what's good and bad about self-publishing, and traditionally published authors telling you what's good because when I was looking into the different options, which I didn't look very hard because, again, I just write for fun. I'm not trying to make it my career. But when I was looking into it, researching it all, I found that if you find a traditionally published author telling you why self-publishing isn't a good idea, it's obviously crazy biased, and they're like not gonna know what they're talking about. But ooh, I forgot I ordered this. But anyway, yeah, there's loads of videos out there on it. Everyone's an alien when you're an alien too. I've heard so many good things about this one. I'm really excited about it. It's I think a graphic novel. Oh, it's so cute. So this will be a really quick read. I could read this in like a minute. Oh my gosh. I've heard that this is the most adorable thing in the world. Okay. Next question. Don't think you saw my comment. I live in Owensboro. Yes, I did see it. I don't know where Owensboro is because I'm not from here. I've only lived here about 4 years, but I've heard of it. My husband works there sometimes, but he also works everywhere in the world. That's an exaggeration. He works in a lot of places. So I'm hoping to use, okay, NaNoWriMo as well to jumpstart my Procrasta project. Oh my gosh, I love that. Hi from Finland. Your channel is really refreshing in Booktube that's full of YA only channels. I started out as a YA only channel. I was YA only for a long time because that's what you find when you are looking through Booktube. And I really enjoyed reading exclusively YA for a while. But yeah, I've been talking to Joe about this a ton from Not So Average Joe. I definitely am enjoying more adult these days. And I think a lot of it, oh, Eleanor, what's her name? Yasmin from Yasmin's Bookshelf is like dying for me to read this. So I bought it so I could read it because she read Letters to the Lost for me. I've definitely been enjoying adult more than young adult lately. And I think part of it is because I'm 26 now. So I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. And young adult usually takes place in high school, which is like 16. So I'm age-wise, I'm so far away from young adult now that I'm starting to not connect as much with it. And I still find young adult books that I really enjoy pretty frequently, but I feel like more often than not these days, sorry, don't want to show my address. More often than not these days, I think I'm disconnecting with the brand of drama, and plus too, I've read so much young adult recently that in the last several years that I feel like I notice a very distinct plot structure that young adult tends to use. And so I'm finding that sometimes the books are starting to feel a little bit stale for me. And that's not to say, I'm not trying to bash young adult because I still read it and I still enjoy loads of young adult, but I'm finding myself more drawn towards adult these days because it's different from what I've been reading, and because a lot of times in adult books you find a lot of like characters that are married or aren't married anymore, but they have children, and it's just things that are more relatable to me. Like I feel like I see myself in adult novels more, even though I've been reading thrillers where everybody's messed up. But I feel like I'm finding myself more in adult than I was when I was reading exclusively young adult. So I'm enjoying it more. That being said, here's a young adult novel. I don't really like romance very much, but I really loved Lucky in Love. Is that what it's called? No, that was a Casey West book, and I didn't like that. Ooh, that white balance. I really liked the other book by this author, so I got that just in case I get in like a romantic mood. You look so cute. That's my husband. Thanks, honey. He's so nice. He's at a wedding right now. My husband is a photographer, and he's photographing a wedding right now. And he literally got on my live stream to message that I look so cute. Like, can we say support? What an incredible guy. Hi from Germany. Hey. Low-key, love romance, so I might, Joe, I know you do, have to pick up Saviors if your hubby liked the romance. Joe, you would love, I've been telling you forever that you would love the Saviors Champion. Like, I've been telling you forever because it's so gory and gruesome and bloody, but the romance really is a big part of the book, which I skimmed, but my husband loved it. The husband's comment, I love that you knew it was him. Oh no, I just lost my place in the chat. Oh, I bet I'm way behind too. I'm sorry, guys. How do you film? Okay, I definitely already answered that one. Oh, and there's where I was. I high key love romance. Pick up the Savior's Champion because Corey literally this morning he was like, I don't understand how you could have skimmed the romance because it's like the plot. He said the romance is the main part of the book, and I was like, that's not even true. Like, what about this battle? And what about this battle? And what about when this person died? And what about that person died? What about when that person backstabbed our main character? What about when this person brutalized our main character? I'm like, there's so much that has happened. And the thing is, you just don't talk about it because you read it and you love it. And then something happens with Tobias and his love interest. And then you're like, oh my gosh. And then he's so consumed. Like this book literally depressed him in certain parts. When they were fighting, he was just like, I need them to get back together. Like he just loves, oh my gosh, he was so into it. He's like, this is a good romance. And I was like, it was fine. But I also don't like romance. So he loved it and was obsessed. So it's a really well balanced book as far as that goes. It's such a good plot, and then according to Corey, it's a phenomenal romance. I would love to see more Get Ready With Me videos from you. I used to watch them doing my makeup in the morning. Yeah, I did several of those for a minute, and then I just stopped doing them. I don't know why I stopped doing them. I think just because we moved, and then the place where I was doing my Get Ready With Me's, I don't really have a place. I guess I could just do it right here because I do have several things that I've been wanting to chat with you guys about, and I just haven't. So I should do more Get Ready With Me's. You're right. Look at this skirt. Oh my gosh, the white balance is terrible. This is a really bright yellow, like super bright. You just can't tell because, laptop webcam, I guess. But this is a skirt I bought. Romance heavy books are annoying. Same though. Eleanor's message was retracted. Why you gotta do that, Eleanor? Eleanor, how do you say your name? Your husband is awesome. I think so too. My hair is so stubborn. It will not hold a curl to save my life. No, but same though. Same. I used to try to curl my hair all the time and I couldn't figure it out. But this thing that I've been doing has like changed my life. It holds all day long. Will you read Adam Silvera's new book, the one with Becky Albertalli? Probably so. I've read several of Adam Silvera's books. I loved his More Happy Than Not. That was my favorite one. And then I loved his series All You Left Me, and then They Both Die in the End was just okay for me. So I feel like I loved his debut the most, and then it's digressed for my reading taste. So and Becky Albertalli isn't my favorite author. I don't dislike her as a person or anything like that, but I gave Simon versus Homo Sapiens Agenda 3.5 stars. I gave The Upside of Unrequited 1 star, and I didn't even try Leon the Offbeat because I knew that I wasn't interested in it. So I might give Adam's book a go, but I feel like I don't know how much I love his writing since I've been like digressing with my love for his books. And Becky Albertalli, I know that her writing isn't for me. So I'm not like, it's not a huge priority. Here's a shirt I bought. It has pockets. I love pockets in shirts and this like wonky neck thing. I feel like most books have unnecessary romance. Same. That's actually one of the reasons I am reading more adult and a little bit less young adult is because I feel like that's more true in young adult. There's loads of romance in adult, but it's just done differently. Like young adult is a little bit more instant, and like the word love has to be in it by the end of the book, which drives me wild, especially if they've known each other for a week. And adult is more like they may not even say love like ever because it's just a lot more, a little bit more gritty, but there is loads of romance in adult too. And a lot of times it's not necessary. So I don't even know. Is The Savior's Champion smutty? I prefer not to read that. I prefer not to read that as well. I agree with you. And yeah, it's a little bit smutty. There's no sex that I can remember, but there are some almost scenes, and those are pretty descriptive. So if you hate anything descriptive, probably pass on The Savior's Champion. It's also super strong language, like really, really strong language. So if you are sensitive to anything like that, Savior's Champion won't be for you. I don't like reading smutty stuff either, and The Savior's Champion was more than I like to read, but it's nothing like a lot of books out there. So there's no sex, but it's plenty sexual, if that tells you anything. And there will be sex in the next book, I can guarantee. You should do a Murphy-a-thon because I honestly need an excuse to read all your favorite books. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I've actually had some subscribers tell me that they've done that, like dedicated an entire month to reading my favorite books. So, I mean, go for it. I feel like if I ran a Murphy-a-thon, it would come off as so pompous. But also, I do want you to read all my favorite books. What's my rating for Duel of Fire? 5 stars. I thought it was phenomenal. I read Key of Mist, which is the second book in the series, and I gave that 5 stars. And then I'm still reading the third book because it's so slow and I'm not really enjoying it. But I looked up the ratings on Goodreads, and the third book is the lowest rating in the series, so I really think that it'll pick back up after the third book. It just has middle book syndrome. So I really just need to push through so I can continue on with the series. But Duel of Fire is phenomenal, and everybody should read it. Even if you're not really a fantasy reader, you should read it because the fantasy element is there, but it's elemental magic and it's primarily about fire. So it's super simple and easy to understand. And the magic isn't even like the biggest part of the story. It's just so good, you guys. I really think that like basically everybody would love it. I'm just like hugging this blanket because it's too hot for me to put it on my legs. I read and loved Letters to the Lost duology because of you. I'm so happy. I loved that duology. I relate so much. I don't care much about the romance in books, but all my friends only comment about that. Same. Oh my gosh, same. There are so many books that I love, and then people are like, yeah, and then when these characters got together, and I'm like, did they? I don't really remember that part because I just don't pay attention. And that's, again, back to the Savior's Champion. Corey is like, how did you skip all the romance? It's half the book. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just did. I just skipped it. Somebody's here. Probably my dad. I relate so much. I don't care about romance. I just read that. The second book is even better. Yeah, in Letters to the Lost. I thought that when I first read More Than We Can Tell, I thought that it was better too, but then I went back and reread Letters to the Lost, and then I didn't know how I felt. So I think I love them both equally. But my cousin read both of them because of me, and she loved More Than We Can Tell more than Letters to the Lost. So I guess it just depends on what you like. More Than We Can Tell, I think, is more focused on the romantic aspect, on the relationship, but it's also a little bit quicker to develop than Letters to the Lost. So I don't know what you like. The second book, I just read that. Wanted to send you a book rec that I thought you'd love. It's a hard-hitting contemporary called Skylarks by Karen Gregory. Let me copy that and plug it into Goodreads so I can read the description later. If Goodreads will load. There we go. Oh, nope, didn't even copy it. Copy. And Goodreads. There it is. Okay. I'll look that up later. Thanks. I gotta go, Murphy, but I hope you have an amazing live show. Talk to you when you're done. Thanks, Joe. Joe's like my Booktube bestie. If you haven't checked out her channel, it's Not So Average Joe. You should definitely check her out. She is everything. We literally talk constantly. I was chatting with her before the live show even started because we have a Voxer chat open that we just are nonstop chatting with each other. I love Joe. But she has to go to her brother's band performance, so that'll be fun too. Best book of 2018 so far was Cherry, wrote while in Kentucky. I haven't heard of that. I'll plug that one into Goodreads too. I thought Bone was your favorite book ever, Sean. You like nonstop recommend it to me, which by the way, I looked at buying Bone because of you, and it is like $30. I can't spend $30 on one book. That's 3 books. Davies County, Kentucky, Owensboro. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, I just switched tabs. I'm still here. 45 minutes to an hour from Bowling Green. Oh, I have family that lives in Bowling Green, so I know where that is. What's your career before Booktube? I worked at a dental office. I still actually am going back there next month, in October, because they are going to be short-staffed, And so my old boss asked if I could come and work there for 2 weeks. So I told him I would do part-time to help out. So I'll be back there for a couple of weeks next month, and I loved it. My old boss, to me, it's really telling if you've worked somewhere for several years and then at the end of it, you still think that like your boss, the guy who runs the place, if you still think that he is like an incredible person after working there for several years, that says a lot about them because you get to see the worst of people when you work for them, especially if they're the people that run and own the company because they're very invested in the company. And so it's really important to them. So you get to see them fighting for that company. And sometimes that means a little bit of stepping on your toes because, the business is the most important thing. And with all that being true, the patients were always the most important thing to him, and his employees were the most important thing. And he was just Dr. Bartley, Somerset, Kentucky. If you have any dental needs, go to Dr. Bartley. He is one of the best humans. And his whole family is incredible. Davies. Oh, I read that. What did you do before Booktube? I worked at a dental office. I feel like starting with an Unkindness of Magicians, you just have to be ready to flip back to remember which character is which. Yeah, I agree. Or take notes. I agree with that because it is a lot of characters all at once. I just read, but I do want to say, even though it's a lot of characters all at once, even with that being true, you get them, like you understand them relatively quickly. And there is such a like pure and loyal and beautiful friendship by the end of that. And it's a male female friendship with no romantic tension whatsoever. And I just found that so refreshing. It's an adult fantasy, if you guys don't know about in Unkindness of Magicians. But I just found that so refreshing because it feels like so often in books you can't have a friendship, especially male-female friendship, without there being some sort of romantic tension. Even if they don't end up together, they like low-key like each other a little bit. And it's just, it was so nice to just see a really healthy friendship. Currently reading The Picture of Dorian Gray because of you and enjoying it so far. I love The Picture of Dorian Gray. I think it's really good, but then the ending is Dylan wishes you all the best. What? I think that, what was I saying? Sorry, I should have just like put my phone in a different room. Whenever I'm busy, I just tell myself, The Picture of Dorian Gray. I think that the ending is what knocked my socks off, which I didn't know how it was going to end. You might, because it's a classic, so you might have already heard about it. But the ending, oh man, it was so good. I don't know if you talked about this before or not, but what do you use to stay organized? What do I use? Let me see if I can quickly find the name of it. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to figure it out really quickly. Momentum. Okay, so I don't know if you have a MacBook, but Momentum is something that you can download onto your Mac. And when you open a new tab, Momentum pops up and it says, "Good morning, Murphy." And it shows you a really pretty picture with a really nice quote. And then you have like a to-do list that you can just type on, and you can give yourself like, it'll ask you, what's your main goal for today? And then you tell them what your main goal is. And then you have a bunch of side goals that you want to accomplish. And then you can like click them and it'll cross it off for you. That's what I use as far as that goes. But I'm a very like goal-oriented person. For me, being productive is the most relaxing thing in the world. Like knowing that I've accomplished substantial tasks in my day is how I feel relaxed. And relaxing before I feel like I've accomplished something is really stressful for me. So I love checklists, and I love like deciding at the beginning of the day, this is what I want to accomplish with my day, and then accomplishing those things. So I have like daily chores as far as housework goes. What is on my floor? Oh, my kids' stuff. I have daily chores as far as my housework goes. I have weekly chores. So like every Monday I do the same thing, and every Tuesday I do the same thing, and so on as far as how housework goes. And then I have like daily goals for my channel as far as keeping up with comments and keeping up with my editing and everything like that. And then I also have daily family goals because I'm such a goal-oriented person, and because I'm such like a like I have a need to accomplish things, it's really easy for me to get tunnel visioned and to get so focused on my tasks that I forget about relationships. And so I have daily goals for my family to make sure that I'm spending like, I don't know how to word this without making it sound like I'm a bad mom. I'm not a bad mom, I'm an excellent mom. But like I have daily goals with my son to make sure I spend this much time with him, playing certain things, spending time outside, stuff like that. And it's not because I don't want to do those things. I love doing those things, but just because I don't want to get tunnel vision. And if I drop the ball on something, I want to make sure it's never my kid and it's never my husband. So I have daily goals in regards to those things as well. Daily goals in regards to my family, my parents, my grandparents live down the road. I make sure to see them every single day, check in on them, see if they need anything, hang out with them, love them. So how I stay organized is just I love tasks. I love lists and crossing things off lists and feeling accomplished. So for me, it's just about like I have multiple pages. I have multiple papers. I have my house goals and then I have my channel goals and everything. And then every day I make up one sheet and pull goals from each thing and put it on my one sheet. And then that's my daily thing, even though I have like weekly goals on different sheets. Does that make sense? I don't think I'm a very organized person, honestly. I'm just a really goal-oriented person. Whenever I'm busy, I tell myself quality over quantity. As long as I enjoy reading, ebook, physical, audiobook, I'm happy. I fully agree with that. I think that, especially if you have a channel. Oh, Cheyenne's messaging me. Hi, Shy. What did she say? Oh, sorry. I think whenever you have a channel, it's really, really easy to care about providing. I was watching you live. I think it's. I'm sorry. I gotta exit. Felt like I was with you. I gotta exit out of this because she's gonna distract me. She's so sweet. I love my Cheyenne. I think that when you have a channel, it's really, really easy to care about numbers. And I really don't think that it's pressure that Booktube puts on you. I think it's just pressure we put on ourselves. But I've really gotten very comfortable with DNFing. I mean, I've always been comfortable with DNFing, but even more so because it sucks to push yourself through a book that you're not even enjoying in the beginning. So I fully agree that quality is better than quantity. This is totally unrelated story, but I recently subscribed to your channel and I can't think about anything else than that you look like Helena Bonham Carter, little sister. I have no idea what you did. Helena Bonham Carter's little sister? We got to do a Google search. Surely I pulled up the wrong person. I think I might have pulled up Helene Bonham Carter instead of her little sister. I don't know. You'll have to like tweet me a picture of her because I don't know how to Google. Sorry, I don't know. I don't watch TV, so I really don't keep up with celebrities. Hi from Poland. Hey. Hi, shout out from the Philippines. Hey. Somebody sent me a bunch of hands waving. Hey, I'm from Guatemala. Hey, where did you stay? I live in Georgia now, but go back home often. I spent 3 months in Guatemala. So I spent most of my time in Guatemala City, but I spent loads of time. I traveled like all over Guatemala. I was in, I'm not going to be able to remember the other places anymore. San Pablo? No. I'm sorry. I can't remember the other towns. I spent most of my time in Guatemala City, but I spent several, like I would spend a week in different locations all about Guatemala, and I can't remember their names. I can pull my journal out and tell you, but I can't remember. It's been several years. I'm sorry. I love learning languages, even though I don't speak a lot. Dutch is my first, and then English. I understand quite a lot of German, and I can read Korean. Holy cow. I would love to learn more. Wow, that's fantastic. Taught myself ASL, and now I'm attending deaf social events so I can learn quicker and understand the language more deeply. I used to be pretty good at ASL. I forgot about that. I took ASL classes in college, and I had some friends that were deaf and didn't speak. They weren't mute, but they didn't speak. And I was able to have good conversations with them. That was really great. But I then moved away and don't see them anymore. So I lost my ASL. But that is awesome. ASL is a beautiful language. I'm studying to be an English teacher. So interesting to hear how your housemate taught you Spanish. Yeah, I really think, I don't know if it was just me or if like other people would be like this, but I genuinely think that learning the word just did, oh dear, try and start it. Maybe it's the internet. Is it still live? Me too. Hey, is it working now? It looks like the connection just, yep, froze for me too. Is the connection better now? Somebody tell me if it's better. Okay, you say it's better. It's back. Sorry, guys. I can see you. Entire connection is lost. Oh no, the entire connection's lost now? Sorry. Let me know if it's working for you guys now. I'm sorry. All better. Yep, all good now. Okay, good. Sorry. I don't have great internet here. It's all back now. Okay. I don't have great internet here. So I was afraid I wouldn't even be able to stream at all. So I'm glad it's been working so well. And also, I'm sorry that I rambled on for nothing. My phone just vibrated. Just so you know, live stream is frozen. I think it's working now, but thank you. Is it good now? What's the topic of discussion? I don't know where you guys dropped out of the conversation. I was just chatting about how I was in Egypt recently because somebody said hello from, oops. Someone said hello from UAE, and so I was just talking about how I was in Egypt recently, and that was an Arabic country, and I love Arabic. I learned a few phrases while I was there, and I really wanted to go back to Egypt. I still do. I want to go back to Egypt. Hi, shout out from the Philippines. But yeah, I don't know where you guys dropped out of the conversation or where I dropped out of the conversation. I heard nothing about Egypt. Sorry. That's all I said, just that I was there recently and I love Arabic and I love Egypt and I love all that. Okay. But I don't know where you guys lost me. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello from Utah. Hi from Portugal. This is the best. Hi from Italy. I'm going to go check. It's back. Okay, everybody's saying it's back, so I feel like I'm okay to chat again. Murphy-a-thon would be so fun. Romance is my favorite genre, but I read a little bit of everything. That's good. The romance is very low-key and Unkindness of Magicians. Yeah, I agree. What's your Hogwarts house? I remember you had a poll on Twitter, but how do you see yourself? I'm a Ravenclaw. Do you think you'll ever come to the UK? Yeah, I was in England. England was actually my first foreign country, so I love England. I was in Tunbridge Wells, which is close to London, and I loved it, and I loved London. Have I been anywhere else in the UK? I don't think so. I think that's all I've been. Same with my hair. Everything falls out. Do you have any auto buy? Okay, somebody asked me about my Hogwarts house. Okay, this was actually complex for me for a long time because I was first sorted back when I was like 12. I was first sorted as a Gryffindor. And I felt like that, oh man, I lost so many viewers when my connection dropped. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be such a burden to you. That came out rude. I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. I really mean, I'm sorry. Oh, where did that go? Okay. So I was a Gryffindor back when I was 12, and I really felt like that fit me really well, and I was pleased to be a Gryffindor. But then as I grew up and I became an adult, I felt less and less like a Gryffindor and really started to have like a complex about it, which is a stupid thing to have a complex over, but I did. And I didn't know what I was. And so I would retake the test, and then I was a Slytherin one time and a Ravenclaw the other time and a Hufflepuff the other time. And I was like, what am I? I'm a muggle. I like had it in my head. You know that scene when Harry is getting sorted and he has this like idea in his head that like the hat will go on his head and then McGonagall, like nothing will happen, and then McGonagall will rip the hat off of his head and be like, I'm sorry, there was a mistake. You need to go home. I was like, that's me. Like that's what happened to me when I got sorted. I don't belong anywhere. And it was really hard for me. And my husband, when we first met, he was like, oh, you're Hufflepuff. Of course you're Hufflepuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I love people. And like, I care about understanding people and really like trying to understand where people come from and their perspective on things. And, you know, just like wanting to have even ground with people. I'm not a terribly confrontational person and stuff like that. And like I feel like Hufflepuff could fit me, but the more I tried to think about it, I was like, I'm really not though. I'm not a Hufflepuff. And I kept telling him, I think I'm a Ravenclaw. And he was like, no, you're not a Ravenclaw, you're a Hufflepuff. Well, anyway, eventually he was like, I changed my mind, you are a Ravenclaw. And and so I was like, I don't know what I am. So I took the test again recently and I'm a Ravenclaw. And it feels right. It feels right. I think that I feel like I'm 55% Ravenclaw and like 45% Gryffindor, and then Hufflepuff and Slytherin are in there somewhere. Because I am really ambitious, but I don't really think I'm a Slytherin. But I can see some Hufflepuff. Okay. What made me want to do BookTube? I think just like as soon as I discovered BookTube, I instantly wanted to do it because I love reading and I wanted to talk about it. I don't know. Hi from Utah. Hello from the Netherlands. Okay. Training to be an actor. Wow. Mainly theater, but I also really want to narrate audiobooks someday. So you might listen to oh my gosh, I would love to. Voice actors are phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I caught you live. Excited to jump in. I've had this book idea for years and I'm truly in love with the plot that's in my head, but I don't know where to start. Any suggestions? I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I'm such a casual writer. Like I write for fun and I do have my book self-published and I am going to self-publish the next one. But it's like, it's all for fun for me. I don't do it for real. I'm not trying to make it my career. So if you want to know like how to do it right, I'm probably not the right person to ask. What are your thoughts on creative journalism? Would you ever be interested in reading that genre? I don't know. I'm going to have to Google that because I don't know what that genre is. I'm not like, I don't know genres very well. Refers to a journalistic story that has been enhanced in a creative way by the journalist, possibly with the intent to mislead or with an objective to cause an event to happen that otherwise would not. So I assume that means like something that is real life, but it's written in a fictionalized way instead of a nonfiction way. And yes, I do really enjoy that. Hi from Albania. My dad was in Albania recently. Love your channel. Thank you. There's also Kindle Direct Publishing. Yes, there is. You're right. For those who have questions about publishing, I recommend checking out Jenna Moressi's channel. She has a lot of info about that. That is a very good recommendation. She does have a ton of info. I love thrift books. Really want to read that book. Sorry, I don't know which book you mean. I'm way behind in my comments. I noticed that kind of biased amongst booktubers as well. Same. There's a real prejudice for self-publishing. Oh wow, I'm like way behind on comments. Sorry guys, I'll try to catch up. I'll try to not talk as much. Yeah, there is a big prejudice on self-publishing. A lot of people just think that self-published books aren't good, which is why I recently did that video on self-published, like recommending really good self-published books and talking a little bit more about how to find self-published books and just trying to break down that wall because I do think that there's a lot of stereotypes that are negative and bad, and there are so many good self-published books out there. Hi from Iowa. What's the difference between YA and adult? Because I love YA tropes, storylines, characters, relationships. If you love YA, read YA. There's not a huge difference. They're all books. Young adults focuses on young adults. It focuses primarily on ages 13 through 17. Protagonists are usually 15 or 16, and it focuses on that age range's problems. So it's a lot of high school stuff. It's a lot of relationship dynamics. Even if it's fantasy, a lot of young adult fantasies will have like a fantasy element, but it's still primarily focused on like relationship drama, not necessarily romantic relationships. It could be family dynamics or it could be friendships, but it's primarily focused on that. Young adult really focuses on like relationships and people. Again, not necessarily romantic relationships, but YA is just very focused on the protagonist's inner monologue and very focused on what's going on in their life. There's a lot of like teen angst in it, which isn't necessarily a negative thing. But and then adult books just deal with more adult problems like marriage and kids. And a lot of adult books are a little bit more plot based, a little bit less in the protagonist's head, though that's not exclusively true. Yeah, and there's different story structures. Like young adult has a very distinct story structure. Adult has a very different distinct story structure. They're just different. It's the actual. You asked what's the actual difference. The actual difference is age range. Young adult focuses on teens, and adult focuses on adults. That's the actual difference. Just the protagonist is this age, and therefore they deal with problems of that age, which is why I'm feeling more drawn towards adult lately, because I am, becoming an adult, which isn't to say adults can't read young adult. Don't get me wrong. My mom still reads young adult. Tons of my subscribers are like 30 and 40 and 50 and reading young adult. Read what you want. Read what you like. Those are just the differences. Hello from Denmark. Hey. Adult is so daunting. Not always. There's loads of adult books that aren't daunting. Sophie Kinsella, if you want to give some like contemporary adult a go, she writes very accessibly. But there's loads of adult books that really aren't daunting at all. It just depends on the genre and the author. It's like saying young adult books are immature. Some of them are crazy immature, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are really deep. So it just depends on which ones you pick up. There's a ton of videos out there for how to get into reading adult books from YA. Yep, there are. There's loads. I made one recently. I'm 24, but I still relate more to YA characters than a 40-year-old person. That's why I prefer to read YA. There are a lot of adult books that sound really interesting. I don't pick them up enough. Yeah, absolutely. I really don't think age is really that big of a deal either. Like I'm 26. Like I said, I'm 26, so I relate more to a 30-year-old than a 20-year-old. I said that, and that's true. But I think a lot of it is the position of my life as well. I'm married and I have a kid. And so I relate to people who are married and have kids more than I relate to people in high school. And there's a lot of elitism with genres. I mean, with age ranges, like, YA people think that they're better. Adult people think that they're better. Like, there's a lot of elitism and it's stupid. I think everybody should read whatever they want to read. And it doesn't matter how old you are, just like read what you like. But if an adult book sounds interesting to you, pick up an adult book because it's really not a big deal. And if you primarily read adult and a young adult book sounds interesting to you, pick it up. It's not that big of a deal. Just like, it's stupid. Just read what you want to read. I'm new to your channel, so I don't really know. Sorry if you've answered this before. What genre do you write? My book that is published is a dystopian. The one that will be published soon is the sequel to that, so it will also be dystopian. And then I will soon be working on a thriller. I'm kind of in this weird place. I told you guys I would talk less so I could keep up with these comments. I'm kind of in this weird place with my writing because when I started writing before perfection, before I started for my writing. Sorry, I got distracted. I started writing before I got into Booktube. And so I was writing what I was reading, and I was reading young adult dystopian. And now, like I said, I'm reading more adult, and I'm reading more thrillers, and I'm reading more in a totally different section. So I'm in this weird place with my writing where I'm trying to wrap up perfection. And I still love my story, but I'm not reading this kind of literature anymore. So it's weird writing this kind of literature because I feel like my tastes are shifting out of perfection, but I'm still writing it. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird dynamic, but I still love it. And I'm excited to finish it off. I'm excited to wrap this up because I think it's good. I'm really happy with it. I want to pour my writing ideas to you, hoping you like them if I ever get my butt off the couch to start writing. Pour my writing ideas to you. You can email me. I'm fine with that. Love the skirt. Me too. That skirt is so cute. That skirt is the cutest. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind in comments if you guys are talking about the skirt. Same with my hair. Everything falls out. Yeah, same. Do you have any auto-buy authors? No. Oh, Kat Howard, the one who wrote Unkindness of Magicians, I recently bought. No, I didn't. I checked it out from the library. Roses and Rot, just because it's her. But no, I don't really buy that many books, just for fun. I'm very much a library reader. And then I buy them if I like them. Do you think you'll ever come to the UK? Yes, I've been to the UK. I was in Tunbridge Wells. Let me check down here, make sure everybody's saying, okay, nobody's saying that my connection is bad. I was in Tunbridge Wells, which is close to London recently. Hello from Romania. Hi. I said recently, it was forever ago. But yes, I would love to go back to the UK. I loved it. Hogwarts House are you in? Ravenclaw. Oh, wow. I'm way behind on comments. Murphy-a-thon would be fun. Do you think you would continue buddy reading your classics after this year? Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get through my comments quickly. Why you got to ask me these hard questions? Okay. I buddy read my classics. I committed to a year of buddy reading classics at the beginning of this year when I had 3,700 subscribers, 3,700 subscribers. I now have 11,000 subscribers. So my channel's grown much faster than I expected it to this year. And my buddy reading has gotten a little bit overwhelming, much quicker than I thought it would. So I am going to continue buddy reading next year, but it's going to look different than it does this year because there's just a lot more people on my channel than I expected there to be by the end of the year, which I love. I love you guys, but it's just a lot more than I expected. So I have to make it look different in order for me to be able to keep up with it. So yes, that'll look different. I have a good recommendation for an adult fantasy about a female thief in an industrialized magic society. Okay, highlight. Plug that into Goodreads. I will look it up later. Thank you. I just arrived from a walk listening to Dar Smoke and Bone, and I'm so happy to see you now. Oh, I was afraid of missing it. That's so sweet. Hi from Costa Rica. What do you think about Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank? I haven't read it. This was awesome. Thanks. I think Bone is so expensive because it's, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was so big. Brandon Sanderson says so too. Oh, I didn't know Brandon Sanderson liked it. Gosh, I didn't realize it was so big. Gotta go. Dinner is ready. Have fun. Okay, see you. Have you read? No, I have not. I love a healthy friendship without any romantic element. It's my favorite thing to read. Same though. We really need more male-female friendships in a book, especially in YA. Agreed. I really wish I could hang out. I need to get this homework done. No worries. I've been here longer than I expected, so I totally understand if you need to go. I missed the beginning. Have you talked about the sequel Perfection? I did talk about it. I did talk about it in the beginning. It'll be out soon. I'm running through the last edits before my beta readers. And then once I get it back from my beta readers, then I'll do another round of edits and then it'll be ready to go. So maybe the beginning of next year. I'm the same way. I can't relax if I still have things to do for real though. Like Corey and I, if we drop my son off with my mom and then come home, Corey's like, let's play Mario Kart. Let's read together. And I'm like, I don't have a kid with me. I could be getting some filming done and I could be cleaning this house and like, it's not time to relax. I haven't done enough to relax yet. I find that I prefer YA by male authors because they aren't so heavy in romance. Just a random comment. That's interesting. That's a very interesting observation. I read The Picture of Dorian Gray in high school and loved it. I love it too. Do you want to read translated works? You know, I've never really considered it. I'd be down for that though. Namaste from India. Hi. Recommendations for teens. Teens with 3 E's. Loads of stuff. Letters to the Lost. More than we can tell. What to say next? Just my favorites. Namesake. Namaste from India. Again. Oh, 2 people said that. That's so cool. She the actress. Have to go. Okay, see you. No worries. I understand. I've been here for a while. Namaste from India. Whoa, loads of people are saying that. She was Bellatrix. Who was Bellatrix? The person that they said I look like was Bellatrix? I look like Bellatrix? I thought I recognized that name. What a terrible character. Bellatrix is the best character. Don't even. Helena is in a lot of burn. Okay, y'all are talking about famous people again. I love you too. Town names in Guatemala are insane. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through these quickly so that I can talk to you guys more live and stop being so far behind. Okay, so this is when everybody said that the live stream froze. Someone tweet her. Connection is lost. Topic of discussion. Okay, we're good. Do you find it hard to find people who read in Kentucky? To me, it seems like no one wants to talk about reading. I had the same problem when I lived in Illinois and in California. I think no matter where you are, some people read and some people don't. A lot of my friends at church read. A lot of my friends at church ask me for recommendations for books. So my friends are all the time reading books that I recommend them. So I get to talk to them a lot about it. It bothers me when my friends tell me that they watch my channel though. That's weird. Tell me hello. I'm from Moscow. Hello. I love that. Hello from Romania. Which country do you want to visit the most? Scotland. I think because when I was in South Africa, there was this guy that was living in the same house as me for the time that I was there for a month, working at an orphanage for abandoned children. And while I was in South Africa, this guy had been to 14 countries at the time. And now I've been to 14 countries or more. I can't remember. But South Africa was my third country. And so I was still like new to travel. And so I wanted to travel so bad. And I asked him, because he had been to so many countries, I asked him, what was your favorite one? And he said Scotland, because it was the most beautiful. So I've always wanted to go to Scotland just for that one reason. But honestly, I want to go everywhere. Literally, I want to go everywhere. I definitely see you as a Ravenclaw. Thank you. You're a Divergent. Yes, I am. I took the test like 20 times trying to be a Hufflepuff, but now I've embraced it. That's amazing. Sorry, I've just joined. Well done for Ravenclaw. Hey, Rachel. Slytherins are the best. Slytherins are amazing. I wanted to give you some recommendations since you've given me so many. The Kind Worth Killing, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn. Hey, I just put that one on my TBR. And Poison Study. Okay. I just copied all those, and I will look them up later. Thank you. Seems like a psychology degree would suit you. A psychology degree? Interesting. My sister-in-law has a psychology degree, and I love her mind. I love chatting with her because of the way she views people and the way she views the world. And I think part of that is her personality, and I think part of that is her degree. So that's interesting. Seems like psychology. Oh, you just said that. Sorry. Do you read the Bible? Yes, I do. Rowling tweeted there might be a hybrid house. What? I didn't know that. Favorite childhood book? Probably Inkheart. Hi from Aruba. Cool. Jenna is awesome. Yep. Hello from Stalingrad. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I love a lot of self-published books, and personally, I love supporting smaller authors. Agreed. Hi, Murphy. Just catching up. Hi from Minnesota. Hey. Do you listen to podcasts? I recently discovered audio drama podcasts. I don't. I'm so into audiobooks that I haven't taken the time to seek out podcasts. I've been wanting to, but I'm just so into audiobooks. I feel like I don't have time for both. A lot of big authors started as self-published writers. You're correct. Very good work. Okay, thanks. How do you feel about being live? So many people watching and asking questions. How do I feel about it? It's cool, and then it's weird. I like it because I like chatting with you guys, because my favorite part about my channel is talking to you guys, which is why as my channel's gotten bigger and it's been harder to manage in the personal way that I like to manage my channel, I still make it a priority to answer comments, and I want to do that as long as I possibly can, because I love talking to you guys in the comments more than I love making videos and more than I love any other aspect of my channel. So I really like this because I'm just like literally just chatting with you guys, which is stellar. But it's also weird because I'm chatting with you, but I'm still the only one talking. And so I'd really love it if it was like somehow like a group chat and you guys were here too, so that we could like physically talk to each other. The Savior's Champion is adult. Yes, it is. You are correct. I love YA because I enjoy seeing what's in the protagonist's head more. Plus, I've been finding adult fantasy to be too dark for my taste. That's fair. I like books to be fairly dark, so I can definitely understand that. I don't really enjoy adult books unless they're actually literary fiction. What did you think of Evelyn Hugo? I know I'm gonna hate it. Oh, it's too bad. I loved Evelyn Hugo. Did you ever take the Myers-Briggs test? I did, but I don't remember what I was. Uh-oh, I lost my place again. Okay, there it is. I wish there was more contemporary new adult books that weren't so smutty. Same. I feel like I could relate a lot to books for 19 to 24-year-olds, but the ones I found are I'm just not interested in. I agree. That age group has been contaminated. That's probably the wrong word. But new adult used to mean 19 to 24-year-olds. So it used to be like college age kids. And it was about people in that age demographic, and it was about college dilemmas. And then it just turned into smut. New adult just became smut. And now if you were to say like, this is a new adult book, then everybody would think, oh, it's a sex book. But that's not what it's meant to be. It's sad. I think new adult needs to be revitalized. It needs to be redeemed. Do you read fan fiction? I used to loads. I don't anymore though. Not for any reason. I just stopped. I adore Roses and Rot, and I hope you'll love it too. I think it's going to be the next thing I pick up. I'm really excited about it. Once I finally finish Six of Crows. It's taking me forever to get through Six of Crows, you guys. It's hard. It's so slow. I want to love it because you guys love it so much. I want to love it, but I don't. My dad's reading it too, and he is liking it a lot more than me. My family, I tweeted about this, so if you follow me on Twitter, you already know. My family shares an Audible account, so my dad, my brother, and I were always reading the same books. And I bought Scythe and Six of Crows because you guys wanted me to read them. And so I thought they would be easier to get through on audiobook, and my dad listened to both. And he loved Scythe, and he asked me to buy him Thunderhead, and he's enjoying Six of Crows more than I am, but he doesn't think it's great either. I'm sorry if that came off rude. I didn't mean to be rude. If you're looking for a phenomenal self-published series that's perfect for October, The Experiment in Terror. Experiment in Terror. Okay. I'll hold that there. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. I'm from India. You guys are awesome. Take your time with the comments. No worries. We're here and happy to listen. That's sweet. Thank you. How are you? I'm good. Thank you. I will ask for a buddy read next year. Okay? Sounds good. You're so quiet. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to be quiet. I'll try to do better. I'll try to speak up. I'm doing my nails. Dark blue, light blue, lavender, or brown. Oh, you're letting me choose? Oh, I love earth tones, so I'm going to choose brown. I know that's boring. Just saw your live. Hey. Hello, I'm from Russia. Hey. Hello in Russia. Do you have a lot of dollars in your collection? No, you didn't say dollars. Oh, you asked about my dildos. Okay, so you are probably someone I need to block. How can I do that? Maybe that's how you do it. Messages will be hidden. Okay. Who is this person? How can we block them? Sorry, guys. See, this is why I need to be caught up in my comments. But I just blocked them. I took care of it. No worries. Sorry. You plan on doing another video with your husband? Probably so. You know, my videos with my husband don't get a lot of views. I don't think you guys really care about that as much. Some of you guys love it, but a lot of you guys don't. So I don't do them that often, but I like doing them. I really enjoy it. Do you have, oh, you have to go for your sister's bridal shower. Have fun, Gigi. Don't know how to block them. Sorry, I took care of it. Blocked and reported. Thank you. Thanks to those who blocked him. Oops. Lost my place again. Okay. Do you plan on doing another video with your husband? I just answered that. Blocked and reported. Thanks for blocking that fool. Congrats on your first live. I reported their comments. Thank you guys. Thanks for handling stupid people. I love live streams and I want to do one, but my channel is too small and no one would watch it. I bet people would. Small channels have really solid subscribers. Like you may not have loads of subscribers, but the people you have are invested in you. Like people love small channels. And I love small channels. And so I do think that the people that follow you would show up. I mean, like you may not have loads. I have 86 people in this live stream. I have 11,000 subscribers and 86 people are here. So, I mean, don't worry about having a big group of people. I don't have them, but this is still fun and you would still have some. Thank you for sharing how to report that. Yes, thank you. Oh man, I lost my place again. Golly. I'm almost caught up though. Okay. I just realized I never said this. Happy birth month! Thank you, Yap Dog. Any idea when/if you have signed copies of Perfection available again? I don't know how I'm going to do that. The way I was doing it was a bugger to deal with. So I need to do some research to figure out a better way to do it. Congrats on your first live show. Thank you. Love your videos with your husband. I do too. I dig Corey. He's cool. I think he's cool too. This is what happens on many live streams. Yeah, some people suck. Why are you apologizing? We blocked them too. Hi. Oh gosh. I'm shy. What do I say? I want to interact. That works. Hey, how you doing? The video with your husbands are really fun. I think so too. I wish I saw this earlier that you're live. No worries. I meant to say Corey. No worries. Great stream. Which is your favorite book? My favorite book is Peter Pan. The classic Peter Pan. I love it. Your channel is my favorite comfort food. Thank you. It's almost 4:30 a.m. Oh my gosh, you're insane. You're not insane. Thank you for coming. You and your husband are incredibly cute. How can people not like the videos with you two? Thank you. I love my husband. He's wonderful. I think the problem with live shows are mostly time zones. I can rarely watch any that happen. Yeah, that's actually why I decided to do my live stream at 1 p.m. my time, because I know that for a lot of live streams happen at like 7 p.m. and then that excludes loads of people that are a few hours behind them. And so I tried to do it midday, hoping that it would make it easier on you guys. Can you guys hear me all right? Somebody said I talk too quietly. And I'm not trying to be quiet. Absolutely right. Smaller booktubers are not afraid to piss off an author or a publisher. That's funny. Can you read Stalking Jack the Ripper in anticipation for Halloween and talk about it in a video? I'm reading it and really want to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you. I'm not sure I'm interested in Stalking Jack the Ripper. I think it looks like an interesting premise, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought that was a book. Sorry. I thought that was a book where romance sort of takes over, which isn't my ideal book. You could do a live stream every day and we would watch. That's so nice. Thank you. One of my favorite book series. What type of video do you recommend for a new booktuber? The Booktube Newbie is Booktube Newbie book tag is a good one. People who are looking for new booktubers to support and to welcome into the community will search that tag and find new booktubers that way. So that's a good one to do. And then just like doing monthly wrap-ups and hauls and all the popular videos will get you views, because when somebody's watching a haul or a wrap-up or a TBR or whatever, then YouTube recommends other videos like that one. So you'll end up in people's recommendations and they can find you more easily. That's how I find loads of new booktubers. And I'm all the time subscribing to small booktube channels. And that's usually how I find them, is just when wrap-ups are happening, I click on every recommended video offered to me so I can try to find new small booktubers. That's how I find them. So that's a good way to do it. But also make sure you do tons of like creative content that's like unique to you, because the popular ones will get people to your channel, but the ones that are yours are what's going to make people stay. How's your grandpa doing? Oh my gosh, that's such a nice thing for you to ask me. Thank you so much for asking about my grandpa. He's doing a lot better. He's still recovering. He had a heart attack, a small heart attack in the hospital while they were getting him sorted. He went to the hospital because he was having trouble breathing. And he had a heart attack while he was there. And then he got this really bad blood clot in his arm and it swelled up his hand terribly. And it was really painful. And he was losing a lot of blood, and they couldn't figure out where he was losing the blood. And it was a rough go for a little while. But they've got him sorted now and he is home and he's recovering and he's doing so much better. He's still very weak, but he's doing loads better and getting back on his feet. So it's almost midnight here. Thank you for asking about my papa. It's 2:23 p.m. in my country. How long have you been married? 4 years? Is that true? 4.5 years. It'll be 5 years in April, so 4.5 years. It's been awesome. Marriage is the best. It's almost midnight here. I can hear you just fine. Your volume is good where I am. Oh, lost my place. The quiet comment was because you didn't reply straight away, I think. Oh, okay. Sorry if I'm asking what's been asked. No worries. But do you ever read thrillers from indie authors? I don't think I've ever read an independently published thriller. I wanted to show you guys my library haul. I've been reading a lot of thrillers from the library. So the answer would be no, because I don't think libraries carry independently published books, but I am currently reading Behind Her Eyes. I'm actually 10 pages from the end of this. I fell asleep reading it last night, which is not a reflection on the book. It's good. When I'm tired, there is no keeping me awake. So yeah, I'm 10 pages from the end of this and I'm enjoying it. I have Bonfire, got that from the library. Station 11, which is not a thriller. The Wife Between Us, which is a thriller. The Bird and the Blade, which is YA. And They All Fall Down, which is a thriller. And I think it's a YA thriller. So those are some of the books that I'm planning on reading really soon. I just picked up all of these from the library, other than Behind Her Eyes. I've had that for a minute. But no, Yapdog, if you want to tweet me, DM me on Twitter some indie thrillers that you've really enjoyed. I'd really love to look them up. That'd be great. Have you met any big authors in real life? No, I guess I'm just not really the starstruck type because I don't care very much about that. I don't want to sound rude. I'm not meaning to sound rude. I just mean that I don't really, meeting famous people isn't a prior. I'm not trying to sound rude. I'm trying to articulate myself politely. I just don't care about meeting famous people. That still sounds rude. I'm not trying to sound rude. The answer is no. I must not show up in people's feeds. Why do you say that? I can see you. Favorite adult fantasy books? I'm just getting into adult fantasy and I'm loving it. I started Lord of the Rings and it's taking me a while to get through. Girl, same. Lord of the Rings is a struggle. It's good, but it's a struggle. And Unkindness of Magicians is amazing. Brandon Sanderson has really amazing adult fantasy books. Mistborn, I don't know if that's young adult or adult, but it's good. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson is phenomenal. I loved Peter Pan and Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's really good too. Some of my favorites. Any books that you've liked in the same way? Oh no, I lost my place again. Any books that I've liked in the same way? You mean like classics? I like lots of classics. I like The Outsiders. I loved that one. Picture of Dorian Gray, Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm not going to remember them all now. Sherlock is amazing. Get well soon, Grandpa. Thank you. YouTube is strange, though. I never really know why new subscribers join me. Sometimes it's almost random. Yeah, YouTube algorithms are very confusing. YouTube isn't clear about what their algorithm is or like how you can beat it. So it's really confusing. For me personally, it's easier to say because my channel is at least a decent size at this point. So it's easy for me to say this, but my philosophy is very much just make videos. Just enjoy yourself, interact with the subscribers you have, enjoy the size of your channel, and don't worry about growing it, because I think if you focus on making your channel big, then you'll miss out on what's great about Booktube. So just enjoy your channel. I honestly think when my channel was between 3,000 and like 9,000 subscribers was my favorite size of my channel, because at that point in that gap, I really felt like I was able to run my channel the way I wanted to run it. I was able to properly interact with all my subscribers. I was able to know everybody. Like I knew all my subscribers. I knew where they were from. I knew their favorite books. I knew everyone I talked to on a regular basis. And now I feel like it's harder to keep up with people, harder to keep up with my comments. My channel, I love my channel. I love it so much. And I'm grateful that there are so many people here. But it's gotten to the point that I wish it would stop growing, because I'm starting to lose my grip on being able to manage it the way I want to manage my channel. Like I want to be very interactive with you guys, and I'm losing the ability to do that, and that really bums me out. So I would say don't worry about growing your channel because having a small channel is so great. Glad he's doing better. I'm glad your grandfather is doing well. Thank you. I would like to make a booktube channel, but I tried vlogging this past booktubeathon, and I thought that could be my first video, but it was both too hard and I got too self-conscious to post it. My first year of posting videos were all terrible. So just post bad videos. It's fine. People will still watch you, and you'll get better at it with practice. So glad to hear your grandpa is recovering and doing better. Thank you. Best wishes to you, Grandpa. You guys are the best. Gosh, you guys are so sweet. You read a lot of contemporary, then you got super into fantasy, and I read exclusively sci-fi and fantasy, but after reading my first contemporary this year, I'm in a contemporary phase. So we're that's so funny. We switched. That's funny. You're right. I was reading loads of contemporary, and then I switched to loads of fantasy, and now I'm switching to thriller. It's my taste, I feel like I say this all the time, my bookish taste just shift. They don't completely change. It's not like a 180 or anything, but they just shift regularly, where I'm obsessed with a genre, and then all of a sudden I only want a totally different genre, and then I'm obsessed with that genre, and it's it's not controllable and it's not predictable. It's just the way that it is. Do you read manga? Do you know what? The most important thing to remember is your anniversary. Awkward. I don't know my anniversary. It's definitely in April. April 19th. Got it. Do you read manga? Honestly, I was at a used bookstore yesterday, and I was looking through the manga because I wanted to try it, but I didn't know what was good. So feel free to DM me on Twitter your favorite mangas, and I'll look them up. Read. Someone just said read. I don't know how to reply to that. They carry self-published books, but someone has to request or donate it. Oh, I didn't know that. Is your book self-published? Yes. I was wondering if you were planning on reading and reviewing Zenith. The book is pretty low ratings on Goodreads, and I was just curious if you want to read it. No, I don't. I have no issue with that book or with the author. I think that the drama surrounding it is stupid, if you want my honest opinion. I think that people just got weird about that book, as soon as it got published, people were just weird about it. It was everybody was so excited to trash it. And I don't know, maybe it was terrible, but I feel like nobody has such a big response in any other situation. People excited to read a book so that they can trash it. And then the other end of it too, where people were hating people that didn't like the book. I don't know. It was just such a weird reaction. Zenith was such a weird situation on Booktube. I didn't get it. I don't read sci-fi, so I didn't want to read it because I don't read sci-fi. But if it was a book that was interesting to me, I would have read it, and then I would have reviewed it the exact same way that I review every other books. Why were people so weird? Just because Sasha's big on Booktube? I hope people don't do the same thing to Christine, because that was out of hand. How many books can you borrow from the library at a time? I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here, and they're not stopping me. So I don't know. I guess as many as I want. You don't fangirl. That is so true. I do fangirl for books, just not for people. I get starstruck when you reply to my comments. Oh, that's so kind. I honestly wish more people looked at meeting famous people like that, to be honest. Oh, that's nice. Do you like K-pop? The K-pop that I've listened to, I have enjoyed, but I'm really not a big music listen to-er. I'm not a music buff, so I don't spend a lot of time listening to music. I have the same rug. You have the same rug? No way! Twins. My mom bought it for me. Have you ever reread a book that you read as a child and it had a completely... Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, man. I've been trying to reread some of my childhood favorites lately, and there are some that I love, like Just Ella, and then there are others like Dragon Rider that I DNF'd because it was boring as all get out, which is very disappointing because, I want my childhood memories to stay intact. Have you read Our Savage Song by V.E. Schwab? It's very good with YA and small romance. I've heard really good things about that one. I need to give it a go. No, I haven't. I hope you don't forget us when your channel goes huge. I will never forget you. I will never forget you, especially if you're a regular commenter now and we have a connection and I know you. I will not forget you. But regardless of how big my channel gets, I want to make answering comments my top priority. I've gotten to the point now where if somebody gives me a comment that's simple, like, I love your channel, or this video was great, or something like that, that's like just a really kind thing to say, but doesn't merit a reply. As long as I'm caught up on my comments, I'll reply and I'll say thank you. But if I'm a few days behind and I need to catch back up, then I might just heart those ones. And that's how I've compromised, using that heart symbol, which I've told myself I would never use because it's so impersonal. But I'll now use that for like just encouraging comments that don't need a reply if I'm behind on comments. And as my channel grows, I may end up using that heart a little bit more frequently for those kinds of comments, but still reply to comments that are more, more interactive. I think that's the solution that I'm coming towards. And I find that as my channel gets bigger, I'm becoming less and less active and less responsive on places like Twitter and Instagram and Goodreads, because my channel is my most important thing. And so if people DM me somewhere else or comment on something somewhere else, I'm less likely to reply because I really want to focus on my comments and I want to focus on my channel. And managing those other things is a secondary issue for me. So I'm finding ways to continue managing my channel the way I want, even with it getting bigger. But I mean, my channel's not huge or anything. But I think part of the problem is that I post 4 videos a week. And so like a lot of people will post 1 or 2 videos a week. And so 11,000 subscribers isn't that big of a deal. You can totally still manage comments. But because I'm putting up so much content, I'm getting so many comments. You know what I mean? And so I think in the future, if my channel continues to grow at the pace that it's growing, I may have to drop back and do like 2 or 3 videos instead of 4, which is unfortunate. But it's really important to me to continue discussing things with you and talking to you guys in the comments, because like I said, that's the best part of my channel. So I don't want to lose that. So, oh man, it's hard. Hufflepuff reader, oh my gosh, it's so good. Great advice, be real. If you want to grow, it's fairly easy to predict which channels will succeed. That's interesting. Through the Tiger's Eye, I have not read it. Anything by Victoria Schwab? No. Yeah, I read A Darker Shade of Magic by her. That's all I've read. I think it's better if you aim to have fun on your YouTube instead of obsessing over numbers. I agree. I think that you can grow if you really work for it, but I just don't think that sounds like fun. I think it's just more fun to enjoy your channel. For German booktubers, it's a lot harder to get a lot of subscribers, and I think that's fine. I have almost 400, and I think that's a lot. Wow, that's great. DM me with your channel. If you speak English, because I don't speak German, I'm sorry. But if you speak English on your channel, DM me your link so I can subscribe. Why is Lord of the Rings a struggle for you? I absolutely love it and genuinely wonder. It's just the pacing. Tolkien's pacing isn't my favorite. I also don't like travel books, and that's what he writes. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, so he's very much like go somewhere, experience some sort of action, and then like chill for a while and chat and hang out and talk and meet someone and talk and sit. And then we go and something exciting happens and then we chill. And it feels like there's a lot of dead space in Lord of the Rings. Like there's loads of time that's just like we're just existing. We're not doing anything and we're not progressing the plot. We're just hanging out. And it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I love it. I loved The Fellowship of the Ring, and I will be continuing on to the next one. But it was hard because it was just a lot of dead space, it felt like. Are you writing another novel? Ooh, sorry. If so, what genre? I'm working on the sequel to Perfection, so it'll be another dystopian. But the novel that I'm super excited for, that I can't wait to start, is a thriller. That's great advice for new booktubers. I just started my channel a few weeks ago as a creative outlet outside of school to help with my anxiety. Oh, good. I hope you find, I think you'll find it's really great to help with anxiety. I personally don't struggle with anxiety, but I know a lot of booktubers that do and say that it's a really big help because booktube is such a encouraging environment. It's great to make friends and to just relax and chill, as long as you don't let the numbers get to you. Because my channel is 2.5 years old. And at the beginning of this year, I had 3,700 subscribers. So I had 3,000 subscribers at the beginning of this year. And it was a year and a half old. So it took me forever to hit 1,000 subscribers. And then it took me forever to go from 1,000 to 2,000. And then as soon as I hit 3,000 was when my channel just started like moving. I don't know if that's how everybody else is or if that was just my channel. You know, it's hard to predict these things, but I think just have fun. You know, just enjoy your channel when it's small, because I mean, I'm a really low-key, laid-back, chill person in general. So for me, not seeing my numbers grow, I was just like, you know, I'm having fun, no big deal. It didn't bother me. And so I was really able to enjoy my channel while it was small. And I'm really grateful for that, because now that it's getting more difficult to manage, I'm so grateful that I got to like love being a small booktuber, and I wasn't wishing it away. So definitely love being a small booktuber because it's awesome. I mean, I still love my channel. Please don't misunderstand me. I still love my channel. Are you looking for thriller recommendations? Yes, please. Please DM me on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you are. I would love thriller recommendations. That's cool. My anniversary is April 28th. Happy anniversary almost. Well, half a year. You should try Tokyo Ghoul. Best manga. Okay. Let me copy that. And I have so many tabs open right now. I will look that up later. Thank you. Have you read 1,000 Splendid Suns? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. 1,000 Splendid Suns. I will look that up later. Also, try manga Full Metal Alchemist. You know, Elle from Elliot Brooks loves Full Metal Alchemist. I need to give that a go. Red was because I ran out of characters, so it said Miro instead of mirrored. Oh, I got you. There are so many mangas out there. I would recommend just picking up whatever genre you're currently interested in and start reading that. Check if you like the drawing style and try it. Okay, cool. I'm not in a position to start a booktube channel, but I have a book blog and I'm loving it. I think I would be too shy to do actual videos. Book blogs are awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yes, Full Metal Alchemist is amazing. People have gone out of their way to trash Zenith. Like, give the kid a break. Yeah, I agree, honestly. I mean, I watched several reviews, and it seems like some of the complaints are legit, and that's fine. Like, if you didn't like the book, be honest. Don't lie. Don't pretend it's better than it is. Be honest. If you hated the book, give it whatever you think it deserves. But I do think you're right. I think people went way out of their way to trash Zenith. It was like people were like, a booktuber wrote a book. Let's hate it. Like, it was weird. And again, it seems like some of the complaints for Zenith were really legitimate. So if it wasn't good, it wasn't good. I didn't read it. I don't have an opinion on it. So if you didn't like it, that's fine. Don't like it. And be honest and say that and review it honestly. Like, I don't want to stifle you from honestly reviewing a book, but it's just weird for me that like there was such an intense like I can't think of the right word. Intentional. There was such an intentional response to Zenith, like an intentional hatred. It was weird. I read Zenith earlier this year and I thought it was okay. I agree with the extreme opinions to the book were stupid. It was dumb. They're not stopping me. She straight up. Sorry, I don't understand. Oh, the library books. I get it. Yep, dog. He's all the time quoting me, and I almost never know what he's talking about because I have to rewatch the video a lot of times to get his quotes because I don't know. I guess I just don't pay enough attention to myself. I can get only 3 books at a time. Oh, wow, really? That's too bad. I recently started Berserk, which is a manga, and I'm loving it. My boyfriend made me read it, and I'm so thankful. Okay, I will highlight that. Oops. Berserk. Okay. And boom. Okay, I will look that up. Thank you. In fact, it is 9:36 p.m. here in, oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know that country. But thank you for joining me. I don't reread my childhood books. I wouldn't want to experience being disappointed with them. Probably wise, honestly. Probably wise. How many books do you have on your TBR? I don't know. You mean physically? Probably 30? No, I don't think I have 30 because I just did a big unhaul. Probably 20 on my TBR right now. In response to Zenith reactions, I was unaware that's why people were acting that way about it, but I have definitely started to notice the level of pretentious/condescending views people have had since joining the book community. Yeah, some people are dumb. Some people are amazing. Some people are stupid. I mean, that's just the way it is. I've noticed that having a channel, like 99% of people are incredibly like supportive and kind and wonderful. And then you have like, uh-oh, did I lose connection again? Is that why people are talking to me? Oh, no. I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, like 95 people, like 95% of people are wonderful. And then you have like some people that just want to find something wrong with what you're saying. It's weird. But most people are great. Pretty much never leave comments because I get shy, but I want to. Same. I mean, I have a channel and I don't comment on other people's channels because it's just not in my nature. I've just reread The Secret Garden because it was so, if you want, excuse me, if you want some advice, account, your name says account. If you want some advice about commenting, I would recommend coming up with a name for your channel that is a little bit more personal and putting a profile picture. And I understand if you're not comfortable putting your face online, that's totally fine. But even if it's just like a picture from your favorite TV show or something, because it makes it easier for people to remember you if they have something to connect you with. I just reread The Secret Garden because it was one of my favorites when I was a child, and I probably liked it even more this time. Oh, I'm so glad. If you want some manga recs, I would say Full Metal Alchemist, Your Lie in April. Okay. I will copy that comment and paste. I should have just opened the Google Docs for all these recommendations. Is your live stream your Saturday video for this week? It is, yes. I watched a few Zenith reviews and didn't feel that they were over the top. The problem is that it's a book they never would have read if not for the author. I agree with you, Yap Dog. I didn't read Zenith because it's sci-fi and I don't read sci-fi, but I think that I would have, if I read Zenith, I probably would have been too critical of it because it's not a genre that I'm interested in. So I'm not going to enjoy a book that I wouldn't enjoy regardless, obviously. So yeah, I agree. There's probably something to that. I love how passionate you are about keeping up with your subscribers. Thank you. One of my childhood favorites is, oh, don't know what that says. Escapades. That's the only word that I recognize in that sentence. Coming of age about friendship and magic worlds and storytelling. Highly recommend. I mean, you typed it fine. You did everything fine. I just can't pronounce those words. Have you read The Lies of Locke Lamora? I'm reading it now. Yes, it's so good. Ugh, I lost my place in the stream again. Why does that keep happening? There we go. People are obsessed with Sasha one way or the other. True. You know, Sasha has a very distinct personality, and I can understand why people would either love her or hate her. Those words are too strong. I can understand why people will either love her personality or be less passionate, like be irritated by her personality. But I'm of the opinion that if you don't like somebody, unsubscribe and move on with your life. Like, why people gotta attack people? My bookish tastes change just like yours. It's like I get satisfied, or is that what you said? Sad. Guys, I'm dyslexic. Like, I'm not just saying that. I'm actually dyslexic. So some words are hard for me. On fantasy after a month and then deprived of contemporaries. So I flip back and forth. Yeah, I understand that. I don't know if you've answered this. I had to leave. You're fine. But I wanted to ask about your buddy reads. I want to buddy read Pride and Prejudice with you. I don't use Twitter. So can I ask on Instagram? Yeah, you can. Tolkien is a bit much. Yeah, I feel you. Do you want to read the Song of Ice and Fire series? I do. I want to wait until he at least publishes his next book because it's been like 7 years. And I don't want to get super invested in a series and then have to wait a decade for it to be finished. So that's also why I'm not in a huge hurry to continue on with Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, because he's writing, like, I feel like more reliable than George R.R. Martin, but it's going to be a minute before that series is done. And so I don't like feel any urgency to continue on because I know that there's no rush. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying this a lot. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm really excited for your thriller. I love the idea you have. Thank you. I'm really excited about it too. About predicting channels, I've done it. Most recently, yes. Yes, I remember that. Unrelated, but how was your high school experience? Many kids today seem to struggle with it. Interesting. I think well enough considering. That's a big question. How was my high school experience? I think I struggled too. I think I could have struggled more. I think it could have been a lot worse because a lot of people are bullied and I wasn't bullied. At least I wasn't bullied to the extent that some people are. So I think it could have been worse. But it was hard. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know how to answer that. And I mean, it's fine. It's fine that you asked me. It's just a big question. And I think it was hard. I want to start a channel, but I don't feel like I read enough to keep up. I don't feel like I read enough to keep up. You don't have to. There are loads of booktubers that don't read as much as others. I think you're fine. Seasonal wrap-ups, you don't have to do monthly wrap-ups. You could do seasonal wrap-ups and just talk about 3 or 4 books that you read that season, and that would be more than enough. The legendary Yap Dog. If you like dark things and want to try manga, there's always Death Note or Dead Man Wonderland. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so many manga recommendations, which is good because I've been wanting to try manga. Now I have so many tabs that I'm having trouble finding the live stream tab. Have you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? Avatar is my brother's favorite show, so I tried it just to have something to talk to him about. And I watched the first season. I think there's 3 seasons. And I didn't continue because I'm really not a fan of TV, but I was enjoying it. I just fell out of the rhythm of it. Are you doing anything banned books week? No. Sorry, I don't know anything about that. 1,000 Splendid Suns is also my favorite book. Have you read Winger? No, I haven't. I love that shirt. Every time you wear it, I'm just hard eyes. That's so funny. Somebody else mentioned that at the beginning of the video, and it is like a third-hand shirt. My sister-in-law gave it to me, and I'm pretty sure somebody else gave it to her. But I love it too. It's super comfy. It's funny because when I took it, I thought, oh, this is ugly, right? But I love it. Like I thought people would think that this was ugly, which I feel like most of the clothing items that people compliment me on the most are things that I think, oh, other people will think this is ugly, but I love it, so I'm gonna wear it. And then it's like, I'm wrong. Everybody loves it. Okay. People are agreeing in the comments about their favorite books. Yes, I have heard about the Avatar live action. I think I need to finish the animated one before I watch that, though. What movies would you like to see as a book? I'm sorry, I don't watch movies. I don't really have an answer to that. I've watched 2 movies this year. I've watched the second Incredibles movies. I saw that in theater, and it was amazing. And then I saw To All the Boys I Loved Before, which was good. So that's all I've seen this year. I just don't watch movies, so I don't have a good answer for you. I'm sorry. Have you read And the Trees Crept In by Dawn? Oh, by Dawn. Okay, I got you. It's a very creepy book with a very slight romance. Well, let me... New tab. Should have opened a Google Docs. You know Insane Reader. I don't know him, but I do watch his channel. The manga I would like to rec you is Berserk. Okay, somebody else recommended that, so I will definitely check it out. I have 2 recs for that one now. Wow, best manga there is. Dang, all right, I will make that a priority. There was some drama with Insane Reader and some of the bigger booktubers some time ago. I don't really keep up with drama. I think that it's almost always arbitrary and it's almost always going to pass in about a minute. So I just don't worry about it. I guess it all depends on the Booktube channels you watch. I tend to watch people who are level-headed. That's why this channel is one of my staples. Thank you. I haven't read any manga to recommend, but I did read a Japanese translated YA fantasy called The Best Player, which is super cute. I will look that up. Oh. I'm going to leave soon probably because we've been hanging out for an hour and 57 minutes and my throat hurts. But I've been having a lot of fun. Bookish babies. I've noticed that a lot of Hufflepuffs like violence or dark things. Oh, bookish babbles. Sorry. I'm also a puff. Do you think you'll pick up Dracula as a classic? Yep. I think I'm supposed to read that one in October. I'd have to check my Google Docs, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be reading it in October. And I just lost my place. I recently watched a book recommendation video. In case you haven't, reasons you should watch Avatar. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. You guys are just chatting with each other. You don't even need me here. You're just hanging out with each other. You've been live so long. I know, my throat hurts. Will you do more live streams in the future? Or is it a one-time thing? I want to do more of this. This has been fun. I'm having a good time. Somebody's asking me for money, I think. Is there anything you like to do as much as reading? $5. I have no idea what's happening. Is this another account that I should be blocking? Anyway, let me see if there's more questions out there before I go. I'm on my 4th year of university, start my dissertation for English literature. Watching your classic wrap-ups have helped me deal with not liking most of the classics I've read. Aw, I hope you find some that you like. But I'm going to go read now. Totally understand. I need to go soon too. Have you watched The Dragon Prince on Netflix? No, I don't watch most TV. I'm sorry. Making a book blog could be easier. Avatar Less Airbender graphic novels. Yeah, I want to look into those. That's a good point. I could pick up a bunch of graphic novel books at the library. Any advice for anyone wanting to start writing reviews on Goodreads? I don't think so. Just, do it. Have you read, do you plan on reading The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? I have read it and I enjoyed it. It was very good. It was one of the first books that I read. If you want to, DM me on Twitter. My private messages are open, so go ahead and message me on Twitter and I will find the classics wrap up where I talked about it and I will send it to you. I'm drawing a picture of you. Oh my gosh. I hope. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Feel free to send me a picture when you're done. Have you read the Saga graphic novels? No, I haven't. I'm forgetting all the manga I ever read. Since you don't watch many movies, what's your favorite one? Don't block them. This person says don't block them. They donated you money. What's happening? They're donating me money? Someone just gave you money. They donated. Why did they donate? Why are they donating me money? Don't block them. This is so funny. They're giving you money. I don't understand. Why did they? It's a donation. Now someone else is giving me money. Why are people giving me money? Out of love. It's a stream thing. I don't know. What do you want to give me money for? Is there anything you like to do as much as reading? No. Reading is it for me. So what am I supposed to do with this now? I don't know what's going on. They donated money because they love you. It's a stream thing. Because they want to support your channel. Her reaction is so cute. I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? Keep it and put it into making the channel better. You guys are so funny. Okay, well, I don't even know how to accept this money. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. put this user in timeout. I can put the person who donated money to me in timeout. I don't even know how to accept the money. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I don't understand. You can keep your money. You don't have to send me anything. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Like, you guys are really sweet. Thank you. But you really don't have to send me money. That's super goofy. I think it goes into AdSense. Oh, so I don't have to do anything to receive it? I think earning money on your live stream is good. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for sending me money. I really wasn't expecting anything like that, but let me shout you out. Katarina, is that how I say your name, or is it just Katrina? Katarina M. You can let me know how to say your name correctly. Thank you for sending me something. And Darian McAnts, thank you for sending me. You guys are so sweet. Love you guys. I keep trying to comment and it vanishes. I'm sorry. I'm not deleting your comments. I love you too. Enjoy your stream so much and the money. It's only like $8. You can buy another book. What book or series made you become a reader? What book or series made you become a reader? Who? The first book series I remember reading is Junie B. Jones. But the first book series that I became obsessed with, I can't remember the name of. It was a middle grade series, and I've been wanting to look it up. Feels like your face has to fit for you to be noticed. Sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Booktube is fun, but at times it feels like your face has to fit for you to be noticed. I don't know. Yes, it's Katarina. It's the first Katarina. Okay. I love you too, Katarina. Thank you for the donation. My mom used to read... Oh, I lost the comment. My mom used to read Junie B. Jones to me when I was little. What genre do you like writing? My first novel was dystopian, and I'm about to write a thriller. I don't have a lot of experience in writing, so I don't know what my favorite would be. Have you ever had a period in your life where you were not reading? Yeah, and it was the most depressed time of my life. And as soon as I realized that I've stopped reading, I've stopped making time for reading, I realized no wonder I'm so unhappy. Like, the thing that makes me the happiest, I've stopped doing. So, yes. You can read books people are interested in, but if your face doesn't fit, you get overlooked. I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like there's so many, if you mean just appearance-wise, slow down, host. We love you. I get, okay, Brandon says that he gets what you mean. I don't know. That may be true. You may be right. How do you name your characters? Just whatever name pops into my head first is what I give them, honestly. Except for Nathan from Perfection, I named him after my husband, whose middle name is Nathan, and I call him Nathan. I don't call him Corey. You have to be the right age and usually pretty to gain subscribers. That's sad. Hope you are well and can create conditions for your wellness going forward. Thank you. I'm not an enemy. I believe you. All right, guys, we have been hanging out for 2 hours and 5 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off. Thank you. I love you guys. You're awesome. Are you going to be doing more signed copies of Perfection? I don't know. If I do, I'm going to figure out a different way to do it. Do you speak any languages besides English? No. I want to. So I will see you guys later. I love you guys. I hope you do this again soon. I will. I'll do it again. I promise, because I had a lot of fun. Bye. Everybody's saying goodbye. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thanks for hanging out with me for 2 hours. That's crazy. Bye, guys.